Hey, it's H here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for Russell 2000. I'll cover wave analysis with Elliott Wave Theory and provide target and invalidation levels for the presented counts. Let's get going. So here's the Russell 2000 count, or the chart from 2020 lows, and let's take a look at what we have. So I introduced this option before, saying that we had primary one here. Other option on higher time frame was that we had primary one here, where third here, fourth here, and fifth was here. I really don't like it. It doesn't really fit too much or too well. We would have to have some kind of ABC expanded flat downwards, which would be fine, but again that would take a lot of extensions here, which makes it less and less likely. We're around 3.618, which is just not good. So instead, I would like to say that we have ended something here at the very tip top. Whether it is like with this count where we have a triangle here, this triangle does not really fit too well on the RSI here. Even on daily we can see that A is here, and just because we did have these wicks, the triangle itself is not really visible here, and therefore I wanted to make another count here that would fit better. 3 is the same spot. We have 3 ways into A, 3 ways into B, and this 5 legs down here into C. Not really the prettiest of counts, but sometimes they are just these sideways corrections that we just need to be a bit more creative with. Now with this one again, we had this kind of ugly expanding diagonal into the fifth, but it works. That is the only primary count that I'm going to be using from now on. So I'm just going to remove this triangle one here. Yeah, also I had this, basically the ABC downwards, that we don't need anymore. So yeah, let's take a look at other stuff here next. Also presented last time this possibility of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ending something here, and we did indeed get some kind of pivot points here, and right on this area where we had the channel, plus where we had previous resistance. Let's take a look at that previous resistance. We had this area from all the way down here. We had a nice looking area of support where we bonked down to. We had a weekly order block right here. Definitely some area of interest. Now nothing really came down to here with the extensions in mind, except with this Elliott Wave channel. So yeah, it's a bit iffy. I'm not sure if this is holding true, but something that did end here is, let's see, I had the trend lines here. Way too many at the moment. Let me close some of these down so we can actually see. So let's cover them all. Let's go back to weekly for now and see what we actually have here. So weekly ones, we have this large one that started from the intermediate 3 coming downwards. This has not been touched more than 2 times, so it has been established but not tested. Then we have this one that we are currently testing on a weekly time frame. Note that we did close right onto it, so there is a good possibility that we are stopping right here. But again, nothing really major between these two on a weekly time frame as in divergence or anything. Just zooming in a bit, we had this trend line from up here on the basically all-time highs, coming down with this these other peaks, basically wave 2 here, and we did break this trend line before, and that was the wave 4 correction. So you can see when the trend lines are broken, we can clearly see some kind of action here, whether it is just sideways action and breaking some longer term view or idea. There are some interesting things that we can take a look at. On daily, we have this one here. I don't really like this too much. This is again from the top of the fall, starting coming down. We did wick through it and even closed through it, and then came back to it and then retested and went through again. So I'm not really considering this too much. Now this is the interesting one here, again for the current one on a daily. We had that same basically thing as with the weekly, where we had this same line, and these are really correlating together. Now with the current level that we are having here, with these previous lows, this is going to be a massive resistance here for sure. Definitely worth an eye or a look at least if you're not taking a short here. On a shorter time frame, let's take a look at those as well. 2 hours. Yeah, this is labeled pretty wrong, I think. Or maybe it is this. A support trend line tested 2 times, nothing major yet. But this is the one again that has more confluence of this being soon to be ending. Now we don't have a divergence here yet, but we again have this trend line coming up, and we are really oversold already. Around what, 70, 75 on 1 hour. It's pretty big. On a higher time frame, of course, we are not doing much with RSI yet, but that will come in time if we are going to be correcting this larger move here. Now, again, this move has a possibility of being ended here. Now, again, as it is currently labeled with five waves, we would be expecting this to be an A wave, B wave, and then C wave. And that is definitely going to be taking time. Other possibilities are some kind of diagonal. This would be again a leading diagonal. We don't have an overlap here between the first and fourth. Therefore, we do have the this impulse here, basically the same count. So we don't really need this count at all. It did come to the 1-to-1 target or extension of minimum extension here for the 5th wave to be eligible for this diagonal. But again, it comes to the same target. We just don't need the extra count here, having the end at the same as the impulse. Other ones, more bearish ones, is this one, 1, 2, 1, 2. This is just because we did not get close to the 1.618 extension here for this leg here. We obviously did something here. This probably is a 5-way move, and so does this look like a impulse structure coming down. Now I've labeled this again, having this as a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Is soon going to be invalidated. If we are getting higher, it's going to be around $194. If we do get that invalidation there, then this is going to be reworked to fit something better. But again, this is a more bearish option that we have here. And again, as this is impulse waves, this would be just the A wave. This could be correcting something larger that we just don't know that yet. Then we had this WXY count. ABC, ABC, and now we would be again looking for 3-way structures. We could argue that we have some kind of 3-way structure here completed, saying something like this would be A, B, and A. Yeah, I'm not even sure how you would count that, because this looks like 5 waves if you want to count that, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So yeah, it would be hard to count or hard to end the Y wave here. But again, the idea of having multiple different counts is to have differentiation between them, alterations within counts, to have the best views, and that once something gets invalidated, there's others that can explain the situation better. And of course, within certain reach, we can look into these wave structures and see what is looking the best at the moment, and see if we can take trades based on stuff that are just the support levels, extensions, just the wave counts itself. Having multiple confluences definitely helps. Now, regardless of what this is actually, let's take a look closer what price action we've had since the possible somewhat bottom. To me, this looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 waves here, which means again it is an A wave or a 1 wave. 3 waves back here to 2 or B, and then again 1, 2, possible 3 finishing here, 4 and 5. That is going to be ending in the third or the C wave. Now, if we are coming up to the 1.618, it favors the one or the third wave here more than the C wave. So it is more likely to be an impulse structure here if we get above the 1.618. Again, if we are going to be coming down here and not just getting upwards a lot more, saying that the wave 5 would end here, at that point it is most likely just a C wave. Now, it is not even certain that this whole structure is an impulse wave structure, or meaning this leg here. Let's take a look at the there we go, and saying that this would be a possible B wave. We have not reached the 1.618 here for the possible B wave. We could be looking this structure as an A, this would be B and C. So with this I mean 3 waves down here to A, this would be A, B and C into the B wave, and now we would be looking for 5 waves down to C. That is definitely possible. If we break this 1.618 around $196, then this is no longer a possibility. This whole thing could be just the second wave, as long as we don't break the bottoms here. Now, if this is indeed an expanded flat, we are expected to break these lows here around $171, where the B wave started. But again, more possibilities to explain this. Currently what I'm looking at, again, as I mentioned earlier, is this current level that we have as a support, a resistance level, and we do have it as something of a not only resistance level in price but in RSI as well, with the multiple resistances here on daily and the weekly. So once the market opens, hopefully it hasn't gapped down or gapped up, I'm going to be shorting this most likely. There is definitely good looking counts here, basically saying that something has ended, and at least we could be trading it for the wave 4. Now the wave 4 can't get below here, $178. If it does, then this is no longer at least the same structure anymore. It is also possible that the wave 4 has ended here, and this indeed was the wave 5. But at that point, this was the third wave or the C wave, and if it is the third wave, then the wave 4 can't get below here, $182. So there is definitely some structures that you need to be keeping in mind when looking at this, and if you are still willing to trade this. But yeah, that is pretty much everything I wanted to share on Russell 2000 at the very moment. Let me know if you have another count, or if you would like me to present or show another asset to you as well. Link to my Discord on the description of the video as well. There's a vote or poll going there if you want to see a new asset being presented here, and you can vote on the poll to see which ones are available next. But again, I thank you for watching and hopefully see you on the next video as well. Bye bye.